Hey guys, Jordan here, and in this video I'm going to be responding to a question, so let's get into it. Alright, on my channel I talk about real estate photography, so if that's a topic that you're interested in, then make sure to subscribe. In this video I'm going to be responding to a comment question that I got, and that is from William Hundley. Thanks for your question. So the video that he questioned or made the comment on, do you need help? Do you need to use flash for pro level real estate photos? You can check that out in the link below if you haven't seen it. But he says, hi Jordan, I just discovered you and I really appreciate your videos and your desire to help others. I've been practicing for 3 days in my home trying both flash photography and HDR. I'm really struggling to get nice images. I'm using the Sony ZV-E10 and 1 or 2 $45 entry level Godox flashes. The flashlights only look good if I don't expose for the windows, and therefore the windows are too blown out. But if I expose for the windows, the flash isn't near bright enough to look good. I'm kind of going nuts. So this is kind of like, you know, going through the process of, you know, trying to figure out your camera settings and your flash as well. Those cheaper flashes are typically they're non-TTL. You can get a TTL style flash. It's a little bit more expensive, where it basically meters the room for you, and it will flash the appropriate amount of light that you want in the room. But yeah, if you're using just the cheaper flashes, obviously I wouldn't recommend doing brackets. You know, you could do brackets, but you got to do it manually. And you know, there's only so many camera settings that you need to work with, right? So exposure value is one of them, and there's a lot of variables to think about when you're using lighting, is what I'm trying to think about. So what's the size of the room that you're shooting? If it's a smaller room, you can get away with one flash likely, but if your flash, which it sounds like your flash isn't giving you enough output, then either you need to increase your ISO setting. That's going to give you more oomph. You might need to have a wider aperture setting, which is going to let more light into your camera. And then, you know, if you're having problems with your blown out windows, you need to, likely expose for the windows and then flash. Now, if you do that and the interior looks bad, then you could probably do a 0 exposure value exposing for the interior and then blending the multiple exposures together. But you know, if you're brand new to real estate photography, I typically don't recommend just doing that right off the bat. I think starting with HDR, your windows might not be as crisp as you would like them to be, but I think it's a better way to start, because you can focus on your composition, not so much on camera settings, and because I think it's really easy to mess up, you know, trying with the flash and then not having good composition. I think it's best to master the basics and then add complexities as you move along, as you understand your camera and how it functions with certain camera settings. So those are just my thoughts on, you know, what you should do to try to control your flash. Obviously your flash setting is also very important, right? So after you mess with ISO, your aperture setting, and also your shutter speed, you need to manage your flash setting. You know, is it 1/1 full power, half power, quarter power? I think it all just depends on how big the room is and how much light you want output, as in conjunction with your camera setting. So there's, you know, every camera setting when you're using flash can really have an impact on what your image is going to look like. Anyways, that's it. So I don't recommend starting off with flash if you're brand new, but if you're ready to take on that challenge, you know, just go through and figure out, you know, what gets the result that you're looking for. And I've made some flash videos before. You can check those out. We'll link to some in the description below. So That's it for this video. If you got value out of it, hit the like button, and we'll see you guys on the next one.